If you are ready to get this thing started, we're ready. Are you ready to go racing tonight? Joining me for the command, Mitchell Cuellar from Primera Plastics with tonight's command.
Drivers, start your engines.
All right, let's do it.
All right, fans, let's get her ready. Matt, I'll let you lead them in this. We usually do it, but it's the ARCA CRA Super Series. Tell them what they got to do.
Well, race fans, this is round number one of the JEG CRA $100,000 Super Late Model Triple Crown Series, one of the most prestigious races in the country. And we start off our summer months here at Berlin Raceway with the ARCA CRA Super Series powered by JEGS. What we want you to do is we want you to get up. We want you to stand up. Come on, everybody, get up, get up, get up, get up. It's wave lap time here at Berlin Raceway, the ARCA CRA Super Series powered by JEGS. This is the Battle at Berlin 251 presented by Primera Plastics.
So the crowd waves to 31 of these drivers. Ready to go at it here this afternoon. We'll look for the white flag next time by when the field comes through. 251 laps. Caution laps do count. The only way they don't count is if we do a red flag or a red caution combination, one of those situations. Otherwise, a long, long way to go to this one. Matt Pereira, we got one lap to go. What's going to happen the first 50 laps? You go for it, they're going to hang back.
You hang back a little bit, but you want to stay within the top 10. Laps can click off very quickly here at Berlin Raceway. So you're going to see a lot of maneuvering a little bit, but for the most part, you're going to see some guys hang back just a little bit, try to size up what the cars do and get ready for that first pit stop.
All right, guys, I'll take the lead on this one. We'll start it. We'll just work our way down. Andy will come to you. Jake and Matt, we'll just do it that way. We're so glad you're here. 251 laps. The Battle at Berlin 251, presented by Primera Plastics, is ready to roll. Donald Armstrong is going to lead him to green. Here we go. We're CRA racing at the win.
Green flag is in the air, and they take off like a swarm of bees down into turns 1 and 2. Looks like a great start out front for that 4. Jake, take it away.
Yeah, great start for the 4 of Dalton Armstrong. He gets out to the earlier lead. Travis Braden had to settle in for that second place spot. Chase Elliott goes to the outside. He's going to take third.
Armstrong, your leader. Travis Braden riding second. Chase Elliott is up to third. The number 9 machine shovels Chad Finley back to the 4th spot. John Hunter Nemechek from 6th to 5th already in just a couple laps. Working on lap number 2. Dalton Armstrong, your leader.
Boy, the field's already getting all twisted and tangled. A lot of lead changes already. Chase Elliott shot up to third, looking on the inside of Travis Braden. He goes on the inside. He dives down the inside. That'll be the pass for second position. He works on him at turn number 4.
Door to door coming out of turn number 4. It's Braden and Elliott duking it out at the stripe. Who's it going to be? Braden holds on to that number 2 spot. Chase Elliott, then Chad Finley. John Hunter Nemechek rounds out your top 5. Dalton Armstrong shows the way out front with a 5-car length advantage.
Going into 3 and 4, Chase Elliott completes the pass, passing Braden, makes it clean. That 9-car looks to be hooked up. It can pass on the outside and just completed that pass for second on the inside.
Early on here in the Battle at Berlin 251, presented by Primera Plastics. Current points leader in the JEG CRA All-Stars Tour, Dalton Armstrong, your Toyota pole winner, out in front of number 4, trying to stretch that lead over the 9 of Chase Elliott.
So far, the distance is about a half a second or so on the racetrack. We'll see if we'll wheel it in. So far, just single file everywhere to the top 10. Make that all the way back to the top 15 until you get much farther back. You got to get all the way back to almost the 13th and 4th position. Back there with Ross Kenseth, Eric Jones, 4, battle up to the mid-pack. Back up front, it's still all Dalton Armstrong, lap number 6 of 251.
Got to wonder if Eric Jones is feeling anything from the crash yesterday during practice here at the Berlin Raceway. I got to imagine that although the car was destroyed, Eric looks like he's in pretty good shape working his way up the front, but that could play in as the evening goes on here. Dalton Armstrong, Chase Elliott now in the second spot. Just 10 cars back to Chase. Then it's Braden, Finley, and John Hunter Nemechek rounding out your top 5.
Yeah, you see how those cars, as they've now gone single file, they almost reach nose to tail, almost with the whole field. They're about I'd say a quarter away from each other. But Dalton Armstrong, that last time by, those last 2 laps, was actually faster than Chase Elliott. So Chase now got his opportunity to run him down, and so far Dalton Armstrong is showing that he's got the car to beat now.
Pass for 5th, a lap ago. Bubba Power, the Sonoma, Georgia driver, got underneath the number 8 of John Hunter Nemechek. Takes over the 5th spot. Pollard now 5th. Nemechek 6th. Battle for 7th. The 51 of Christopher Bell around the outside. The number 4 of Ali Kern.
So Bell goes around Ali Kern, who was one of the faster cars in practice. He's going to have to settle back, at least for now, to the 8th position. Chris Kozlik knocking on the back door that much. That's a Berlin regular, and he's in tow by just down the straight. Wyoming's Brian Campbell. Campbell cracks the top 10 in the number 47.
We have got 241 laps to go here. Let's run you through the top 10 at Berlin Raceway. Dalton Armstrong shows the way. Then it is Chase Elliott, followed up by Travis Braden, Chad Finley, Bubba Pollard, John Hunter Nemechek back to 6th. Then it's Chris Bell, Ali Kern, Chris Kozlik, and Brian Campbell rounds out your top 10. He's in 47.
Let's send it down to the pit, Chris Danielson.
I tell you what, guys, I've talked to a couple of the crew chiefs, and they were saying that they really wanted to get some nice, smooth laps in, about 25 or 30, see how their tires were doing before they tried to make any aggressive moves. We're seeing a couple players really use that strategy right now as they blend out single file. It seems to be part of the challenge of going 251 laps right now. Everybody's kind of biding their time, waiting for it. And I gotta say, I've got the monitors in my ear, and the four-headed monster of Matt McKenzie, Matt Preer, Andy O'Reilly, and Jacob Danielson sounds fantastic. This is going to be a great show, and already these drivers are really doing what they came here to do.
Hard not to call a great show when you got such a great caliber drivers. It's such a great event at Berlin Raceway. Thanks for the update for the pits, Chris. Oh, they go 3 wide. It's getting crazy. Cosmic part of that. Chris Bell, Ali Kern. It's a big sandwich. Here comes Brian Campbell. That's all towards 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Great battle going on back there as they duke it out. The front runners continue to make tracks out front. It is Dalton Armstrong really putting some distance between him and Chase Elliott in that number 9 car. Again, like Chris mentioned here moments ago, I think a lot of people are kind of waiting, kind of watching, seeing how things shake out, and it'll be go time a little bit later on tonight. Armstrong shows the way, followed by Elliott, Braden, Finley, and Pollard, your top 5.
Yeah, and Armstrong starting to put, closing in on putting some more lap traffic down, and you've seen that crazy 3-wide tangle there coming off turn 2 a couple laps before. What a great move by Ali Kern, going to the inside, make it 3 wide and keep it clean and green. And 17 laps completed, and the laps continue to tick off.
Dalton Armstrong now to the back of the lead pack cars, beginning with the 26 of Rick Turner. Just in front of Turner is the number 8 of Jordan Pruitt. 2 regulars in the ARCA CRA Super Series as Armstrong looks to the high side to put Rick Turner 1 lap down. The Jeg CRA All-Stars 2 regulars showing the ARCA CRA Super Series drivers how it's done early on the Battle of Berlin 251.
Well, early on is right, guys. Already 18 laps in this one, and we've already got cars that are going a lap down. We'll see how long this one stays clean and green. Field is already pretty set out. Armstrong's got probably another we'll say maybe 15 car lengths back to second place. Chase Elliott. Braden settled solidly into 3rd. Finley in the 4th. Bubba Pollard, the red 26, rounds on the top 5. Lap number 20 of 251.
John Hunter Nemechek in the 6th spot. Then it's Ali Kern, Chris Kozlik, Brian Campbell, Chris Bell to round out your top 10. Everybody single file here at the Berlin Raceway. Looking like a setting up for the long runs here is what we've got going on. That Dalton Armstrong is strong, though, putting down 17-second laps here at the Berlin Raceway. Actually, 16-second laps. He is on the move, and he is checking out. Jake, can his car hold up through the entire 251 laps?
Well, that's what's going to be interesting, Andy, but you got to wonder when is there going to be a caution, and then what happens with those pit stops is really going to play a key factor into how everything shakes out. But I tell you what, Andy, these guys are running really, really close lap times. You got the top guy, Dalton Armstrong, he ran a 16.4. You go all the way down to the 15th place spot right now, that's a 16.8. So these guys are literally less than a half a second separated by their lap time.
Dalton Armstrong, the number 4 machine, about to approach a plethora of traffic. Begin with the 84, Jay Newick. Just in front of him, the 12 of Dan Lee. 21, Terry Van Heisman. Don't see him in danger of going a lap down very often. He's just in front of the leaders, and so is the 77 of Andrew Nylon.
A lot of these guys, Matt, and all you guys would agree, probably hoping for a caution flag, especially some of these guys. You just heard Van Heisman's name. Newick's up there among others, about ready to get dumped a lap down. That's the last thing they want to see now this early on. Need a caution flag to come in, maybe make some adjustments. Long time to wrap it up. But right now, Armstrong running a great race. Good lap. He's got Chase right behind him now, but knocking cars a lap down. Chase is right on the back bumper. That's for the lead.
That's what I was going to talk about. Chase Elliott with this lap traffic out in front of Armstrong. Chase Elliott has been closing that gap lap after lap. He is really starting to reel in our leader. Chase Elliott could be out front in a couple of laps. Keep your eyes on that number 9 as Dalton Armstrong still shows the way with some lap traffic in front of him.
Well, this traffic out in front of Armstrong right now, they don't want to go a lap down. They don't want to be stuck behind the leaders. They want to stay up front as long as possible and stay on that lead lap. So it's going to be hard. You see Armstrong go to the outside. It's going to open up the door for Elliott. But Armstrong's right there, too strong on the outside. Elliott has to get blocked there going down the backstretch.
Elliott thought about making it 3 wide at turns 3 and 4. Wisely backs off as Armstrong continues to show the way. 28 laps completed that time by. As Armstrong puts a lap on the 84 of Jay Newick, Elliott goes to high side to follow your race leader.
So more cars continue to become victim of Dalton Armstrong taking Chase Elliott with it. Oh, they get close over there. The lap car is an issue. Goes up on the outside, tries to make the clean pass. Only at lap number 28. There's a lucky dog award in this series. The last car on that was the lap down, will get their lap back, so they want to stay up there as long as they can. Oh, it gets tight up in the front stretch too. Great battle a little farther on back, guys, as their cars spread all over the distance of the racetrack.
If you take a look down into turns 3 and 4, they are door to door for the lead. Chase Elliott in that number 9 car got his way down underneath that Armstrong car. He grabs the point of the stripe. Chase Elliott leads his first lap here tonight at Berlin as they continue to battle door to door down into turn 3 for the lead.
About a 4 or 5 car length advantage there before they hit to the next lap car. Right now, Armstrong's not going to give it up, though. He's on the outside. Chase Elliott. Elliott dives bombs into 1 and 2 and clears him coming off turn 2, and Chase Elliott is your new leader.
Chase Elliott, your new leader, about to put a bunch more cars a lap down. Van Heisman will be the next one. There's 5 or 6, 7, 8 guys in front of him that you absolutely under no circumstances want to go a lap down. Great battle now for the lap cars and all of the racetrack again. Berlin Raceway completely lit with race cars from front to back. All the racetrack is full.
Well, such your field here is Chase Elliott in the number 9 out front, and it's the 4 of Dalton Armstrong, followed up by Travis Braden. He is in the 0-1. Then Chad Finley, Bubba Pollard, Allie Kern, Chris Kozlik, Brian Campbell, John Hunter Nemechek now back to the number 9 spot. Lauren Bush in the 101, having a pretty good run. She's currently in 10th.
John Beach pulls off there in the 1 car. His car just not up to par. He's going to pull it into the pits right there. And while we were talking when there was a lead change, you also got to mention Allie Kern passing John Hunter Nemechek for that 6th place spot. Allie Kern has a car to contend with tonight.
34 laps, working on lap 35 this time. Chevrolet out in front of second, Dalton Armstrong, but here comes 2 times the defending series champion Travis Braden, the 3rd spot in the 0-1 machine. As Braden and Finley actually, Finley battling with that 3rd spot.
So lap number 35. Field is again very, very scattered. Chase Elliott now solidly in the lead, at least for a little while, but there's so many cars over the racetrack, a lot of battles, and Chase has already left. Armstrong, he's already 10 car lengths. Chase begins to dice through the lap traffic at lap number 37.
Yep, Chase Elliott's got his work cut out for him as we have got 37 laps on the board here. It's Armstrong in the 2nd spot, Finley, Braden, Pollard, Bubba Pollard rounding out your top 10, or your top 5, excuse me, as they continue to duke it out. Chase Elliott loving all this racing going on for position behind him.
Ooh, big accident in turn 4. Cars everywhere. Chase Elliott has to avoid some. Can't see if he got involved in it, but you've seen the 9 car check way up. Cars everywhere in turn 4. Big wreck.
The Chase Elliott car did get through. He seems to be just fine. Just saw him cross under the strap as we've got our first caution here tonight at lap 38 at the Berlin 251.
Looks like most cars are going to be able to pull away from that accident, which is good. In fact, all do at this point. That's good news. We get official recap of who all was involved in that accident. Again, that's lap number 38. So 18 make that 38 green flag lap so far. And I know for a lot of these teams, I'm sure they're dying to some of these guys for sure get in and make some adjustments to some of these cars that have been having some issues. We'll send it down to Chris Danielson at pit road.
Right now, I'm not seeing a lot of pit crews really getting antsy right now. I think it's a little too early for some of the leaders to pit. There might be some of the lap traffic come in to make some adjustments, but I don't see everybody scrambling like you normally would on a caution pit stop for the Battle at Berlin 251, guys.
We'll see who actually does come in to make some adjustments here. I imagine some of the guys towards the back with nothing to lose, their lap cars might come in. Matt Freer, what are your thoughts? Lap 39, not that far in, long way to go. The guys with little handling cars, nothing to lose by coming in.
Early on in this race, a lot of guys moving a little bit, but not too much. Chase Elliott makes the pass for the lead there. Back on lap number 30. The cause of the caution was the number 5 of Dominic Van Weeringen, the 131 Brett Robinson getting together. Eddie Van Meter, you see the front end cosmetic damage on the Edco Welding Chevrolet. Van Meter were damaged, but that was the cause of the accident. Van Weeringen and Robinson getting together over in turn 4. Most everyone doing a great job taking evasive action.
Well, you got some good veteran drivers in this division, and that's helps to avoid this accident. Chase Elliott, one of the guys who had the threaded needle, received some damage on the 23 car. I believe that's Kozlik that sustained some damage. So a couple cars on pit road. 3 or 4 deciding to come in, and it looks like there's some damage on that machine. So a few cars deciding to pit at lap number 4. Now here comes the rest of everybody towards the back. They're headed to the pit road. Chris Danielson, what do you got?
Well, a few people have made some late changes. They wanted to come in and top off the fuel as if it might be a fuel mileage race. A couple of these guys are actually moving, trying to look for some adjustments. We see somebody's going to make a wedge adjustment there on the 5 car. And they're not changing a lot of tires. Right now, we're really looking at fuel and some quick adjustments. The 8 car of John Hunter Nemechek looked like it was running a little bit hot. And a couple cars making a move right now, trying to get a little bit of an advantage on the early pit stops. But if you notice, not any of the top 5 cars are here on pit road. And both are right near the top 10. Campbell's in 8th, and I think Eric Jones is listed in 11th. I like both of them as we go green.
We go back to green. Here comes Chase Elliott leading the field. He gets a great start, puts Dalton Armstrong back in the dust, already 3-4 car lengths back behind everyone else. Braden's tucked up in there with Finley as they're on the back stretch.
Take a look back there as well. We've got Braden, Pollard.
Car goes around. Barry Hartwell spins at turn number 3. Looks like a 1-car incident, and we'll go back under caution at lap number 47. Andy, didn't mean to interrupt you there.
No, that's okay.
Hartwell got a slide glide down there in turn number 3. Looks to be a 1-car incident, and he should be able to join the tail of the field. Tough break for the Ada Michigan driver. He'll have to join the tail of the field at lap number 48.
Well, I would have to say that none of you guys are going to pick Barry Hartwell now.
It's taking a look like our front runners are really itching to get going once again after a bit of an extended pit stop. They come through the start box down in turns 3 and 4, 52 laps to settle. If the green flag is back out, Chase Elliott leads him to green.
What a restart by Chase Elliott on the outside, getting in front of Armstrong before he even gets off turn 2. Armstrong has to gather it up, really struggles on the restart and holds off Travis Braden on the outside.
Boy,
Good battle for the 3rd spot between the 0-1 of Travis Braden, the 42 of Chad Finley. That 3rd and final podium position. Braden trying to inch out ahead, but Finley with the advantage on the inside. He'll retake 3rd spot going into 3 and 4.
wow, great battle for second on back, though. Side-by-side battles all the way. That caution flag jumbled everybody back up. The only car that's been able to get away is Elliott. Everybody else side-by-side battle. 2nd and 3rd, 5th and 6th, 7th and 8th. All the way back 10th is Terry Seneker trying to get into the 9th position.
They are door-to-door for that number 2 spot. Dalton Armstrong and Chad Finley battling it out. Travis Braden, Bubba Pollard still up there duking it out. All this racing going on has given the absolute check out to Chase Elliott. He's got himself about a second advantage in that number 9 as we've got 56 laps on the board. Elliott shows the way, now starting to get single file back through about the top 10.
Yeah, starting to get single file right now. And Armstrong has to go back into 3rd. Travis Braden trying to get up there, trying to find room. Now he's got it. He can either go to the outside or inside. We're single file almost all the way back here at Berlin.
Chad Finley gotten away from Dalton Armstrong in a hurry, trying not to let the 9 of Chase Elliott stray too far out in front. 58 laps completed as Elliott continues to lead. Chad Finley riding 2nd, the 42. Dalton Armstrong 3rd, the 4. Travis Braden 4th, in the 0-1. Bubba Pollard rounding out the top 5.
Well, as you mentioned, single file now kind of the rule of the day. Again, a long way to go this one. Only lap number 59. Elliott's lead pretty significant. Armstrong's got a good, I should say Finley's got a good probably 20 car lengths back and then another 15 back to Finley. Braden and Bubba Pollard still hanging top in the top 5. We're going to hit lap number 60 this time by.
Great battle going on back there. I do believe it's Terry Seneca at about the 10th spot. He's back there mixing it up. And what a battle we've got going on. Eric Jones, Terry Seneca, Grant Quinlan, Wes Griffith, all in this knot. And don't count out Chris Kozlik. He's currently in the number 8 spot, driving along in that number 23. Great battle going on from 7th to 10th as Chase Elliott continues to show the way.
Yeah, Chase Elliott's still running those 16-second laps. Almost the rest of the field is now into 17-second laps as the tires start to whittle away and you lose a little bit of grip out there. You can see it's starting to get a little bit slick for some of those drivers. Chad Finley, though, trying to run him down. He's last time by second quick time, so trying to catch up to Chase Elliott, but just can't do it. That 9 car just seems so strong.
Top 2 pulling away from the rest of the field with Chase Elliott and Chad Finley 1 and 2. Dalton Armstrong trying to hold off Travis Braden, who's looked to settle for now into the 4th spot. Bubba Pollard rounding out that top 5. In the number 26 machine, Allie Kern. A great run for the young lady, the Crown Battery 4 from Fremont, Ohio. She is up to the 6th spot. Sandwiched between as Bubba Pollard. In front of her, Brian Campbell now behind.
Allie Kern was one of the fastest in practice a little bit early on. Maybe surprised a few people. She's having a good run there. Solid run. Still a long way to go on this one. Kozlik's up there part of that mix, and Eric Jones solidly in 9th. Terry Seneca is the top 10. So top 10 guys kind of settling in for a Saturday afternoon drive. Happens to be Tuesday. They're making it work though. Lap number 65.
From 11th on back, Grant Quinlan is in the 28th. He's currently in the 11th spot. Then it is Wes Griffith. John Hunter Nemechek in the 13th spot. Ross Kenseth, Chris Bell rounds out your top 15. He is in the number 51 car. We've got 66 laps on the board. Chase Elliott shows the way out front.
Elliott coming up on some lap traffic here. We'll see how that plays into effect and if Finley can capitalize. Finley's starting to lose even more ground now from Elliott as there's they're single file all the way back, but Armstrong has settled into 3rd. The car didn't really do very well on that restart, but now it seems to be coming into his own, settling in 3rd.
Chase Elliott puts the 8 of Jordan Pruitt a lap down as Pruitt's struggling right now in the number 8 machine. Elliott puts Pruitt between himself and Chad Finley. They make their way through turns 1 and 2. Finley solidly in 2nd. Dalton Armstrong still hanging on for 3rd with Travis Braden right behind.
So kind of an all-star.
Spin down the front stretch, Matt. We got a car around. I believe that's the
5 of Dominique Van Wieringen turns it around out of turn number 4.
She was running towards the back of the pack. I think officially back there in the 20th position. We'll see where she was running. 23rd when she was last running. She was 2 laps down officially by score. It looks like she was 2 laps down. Everybody else was on the lead lap.
Yeah. Terry Van Heitzma ran into her too, and so collected a couple more cars there. And looks like there's some significant damage to Van Heitzma's the front of his car. So tough break for both those drivers.
So Dominique Van Wieringen and local former late model champion Terry Van Heitzma finds himself in a little bit of trouble there on the front stretch on lap number 69. So Van Wieringen is going to pull away. The damage might be more significant. You see the crumpled hood on the 21 of Terry Van Heitzma. Watching the instant replay here, if you're watching at BerlinRaceway.com or here in the stands, take a look at the instant replay, see if we can catch. This is from the still camera mounted on the flag stand. So you can see what happened. We're not going to be able to tell exactly what got her around originally.
Well, I seen it start to happen coming off turn 4. I think there was a little bit of help involved. They were nose to tail when that 5 car started to come around, and I think there was just a little bit of help. Seen it drifted it coming off turn 4 and just couldn't hang on, and then collected Van Heitzma later on.
Well, let's talk about pit stops. Now we're at lap number 70. Matt Freer, what do you think? Anybody up front going to go for it? Tires this early, or is it still too early?
It's possible to see a few of the leaders go on to pit road. You're about at that, say, 1/3-ish window here in the Battle at Berlin 251, so it's entirely possible you can see one or a couple or all of the leaders make their way down pit road for their first round of pit stops.
So we'll see as the pits. We'll see if anybody dives down. or not, as a couple of the safety crew, Berlin Sobey meets safety crews out there as Van Heitzman's car goes on the hook. We hear some of the air engines send down a pit road, and Chris Daniels, it looks like Lauren Bush is already down there.
Lauren Bush down and away with a 2-tire stop. It went very, very well and quick for her. The Kyle Busch machine of the 51 car also chose 2 tires, and here comes the 8 of John Hunter Nemechek, and he's going to roll to a stop, and they're going to fuel that car, and it looks like they've got 2 tires as well. So interesting here at the 71 lap mark that these guys would come in. They're going to be on a different tire and pit strategy than everybody else.
All right, guys, looking at 1 lap to go till we go back to green. It's all Chase Elliott as they go back 2 by 2 at lap number 79. Here's Battle of Berlin 251, presented by the Career Classics. I'm Matt McKenzie, joined by Andy O'Reilly, Jake Jacobson, and Matt Freer. As the Berlin safety truck takes a different spot, it goes off, I should say the pace truck goes off at turn number 2. It's special for this race only.
Yep, that's where he heads. Let's run you through the top 5 as they line up 2 by 2 down the backstretch here at Berlin. Chase Elliott's on the point, then it's Chad Finley, Dalton Armstrong, Travis Braden, Bubba Pollard, your top 5. They come up to speed down in turns 3 and 4. The green flag is back out at lap 79.
Green flag back out, not the restart that Chase Elliott's used to getting. Finley timed it perfect. He's on the outside. He's going to give Elliott a run for his money. They're door-to-door down the back.
Door-to-door down the backstretch. A little side note, Bill Elliott is spotting for Chase Elliott. Not a bad spotter to have. Former Cup champion out here helping him once again. Doesn't work. Each time he goes around, put Chad Finley to the point at lap number 82. Chase has to go back to second. Here comes Braden in third.
I'll tell you what, if you've got Bill Elliott up doing your spotting, I think you've got the best in the business up there watching that. But to put yourself in Bill Elliott's shoes, to see your son out there competing and running as great as he is, that's got to be a problem. A slight setback to the number 2 spot for Chase in that number 9 right now. He'll get his way back to the front. As the laps continue to click off, we've got 82 on the board. The battle is out front between Elliott and Chad Finley.
Yeah, great job by Allie Kern there driving on the outside. That was Travis Braden and Allie Kern just drove around on the outside of Bubba Pollard. And so now you have a completely new list of cars with your top 5. Out front you got Finley, and then it's Elliott second, Braden third, Kern fourth, and Pollard is 5th, and they're duking it out there for that 5th spot. They're all over the racetrack for 5th on that.
Number 42 machine, Chase Elliott now second, and Finley trying to get away from the 2014 NASCAR Xfinity Series champion. Travis Braden, Allie Kern, 3rd and 4th. Bubba Pollard right there as well on the 26, and so is Brian Campbell.
Good battle. That's for the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th day, and all that whole group of cars. Campbell's back there trying to hold off those other cars. Kozlik down the inside. Seneca's there rapping on the door. Good battle. That's for the 8th, 9th, and 10th position. Eric Jones also in that mix. He's trying to stay in the top 10 at lap number 85.
That is where the action on the track is right now. From Dalton Armstrong in the number 6 spot. Actually, Brian Campbell now in the 6th spot. Then it's Armstrong, Kozlik, Seneca, and Jones all duking it out. That's the battle going on for 10th. 6 through 10th. Chad Finley continues to show the way. We are now 87 laps in for Raceway.
Yeah, the 4 car of Armstrong seems to be in a little bit of a world of hurt. He's just losing positions left and right, and now he finds himself all the way back into that 7th place spot, and he's about to lose that one to the 73 car. And so, tough break for Armstrong, who was running up front most of the night.
Found it surprising, guys, that no one took tires that early, and at least none of the main leaders within the top 10 or so took tires in that one. If we get another caution here relatively soon, you're going to see pretty much all the leaders come down pit road.
Well, we'll see how that strategy plays out for a few of the cars that did stop. Lauren Bush and I think a couple others all took tires. We'll see if that puts them up to the front, if they are able to stay there or not. Battle back up front, guys. Chase Elliott's back in the back bumper. Chad Finley.
He is knocking on the door and knocking hard coming down the front stretch. Right at the stripe right there. Elliott continues to take a look to the outside this time to Finley. Now he tucks back in the line coming into turn 2. Is he going to go low? Is he going to go high? Maybe down low. Nope. He's going to stick with that number 2 spot in through 3 and 4 at lap 90.
Looks like a new line for Chase Elliott. You can see him kind of just diming it off the corner in 3 and 4. He kind of runs it high, and then he just dive bombs it coming off the corner. You can see that right now. He pulls up right to the back bumper of Finley. He's going to try to be patient to try to make his move. And you talked about knocking on the door, Andy. Allie Kern's knocking on the door of Travis Braden for 3rd.
And Allie Kern's got to hold off Bubba Pollard in order to do so, as Pollard is right there in the number 26 machine. Good tight battle, 3rd through 6th. The 0-1 Travis Braden to 4, Allie Kern. 26 Bubba Pollard, 47 Brian Campbell.
Boy, and Campbell, there's a guy who we haven't really talked about a whole lot as having been part of the race so far, but he is there, part of that second group, trying to make a move. Bubba Bubba Pollard, still a lot of time to go in this one. But Brian Campbell hanging tough down the 6th position. Got two groups. You got single file group with Finley and Elliott, and then Brayton, Curran, Bubba Pollard, Brian Campbell back to the center.
94 laps on the board. The battle out front continues on. It is Chase Elliott trying to wear down Chad Finley, doing what he can to catch up to him. It looks like he's a little faster through the corners in that number 9 machine, but Finley doing a great job managing to keep Chase Elliott right behind him where he wants him as the laps continue to click off. 95 on the board here at the Berlin Raceway. Jake, take it over.
Yeah, you got to wonder if Chase Elliott, if he's just kind of trying to watch Finley's line, because I think Elliott knows that he's faster, but he's not pushing it. There's still a lot of laps to be had here at Berlin Raceway, and I think Elliott's really looking to see what line he's running, and that's why he's all over that cover, because I feel that if Elliott wanted to make a move for the pass, I think he would.
Go back in the field for 7th position. The 61 of Eric Jones showing some life now. And that Port City Race Cars machine. He's got Chris Kozlik behind him, and here comes Terry Seneker Jr. as well, the number 36. Just behind them, Dalton Armstrong falling all the way back to 10th. He'll feel some pressure from Wes Griffith Jr.
All that was going on. Chase Elliott back to the point, lap number 97. Finley back to 2nd position. Brayton still 3rd. Then it's Allie Curran, Bubba Pollard now your top 5 on lap number 98.
As the battle continues out front, Chase Elliott now starting to put a little bit of a distance between him and Chad Finley. Got a good off turn number 2 down the backstretch. He has really got a solid looking race car, running a perfect line around the Berlin Raceway. Chase Elliott out front and now starting to put some distance on Chad Finley. Battle going on between Brayton, Curran, Pollard, and Campbell. That's back from 3rd till 6th.
Yeah, and I mentioned that Chase Elliott wanted to pass him. Well, apparently he wanted to pass him now, and you've seen how easily he passed on the inside and immediately puts about a 3 or 4 car length distance between him and Chad Finley. Battle still shaping up between, like you mentioned, Andy, between Brayton, Allie Curran, and Bubba Pollard, and also, like Matt mentioned, Campbell throwing his hat in the ring in 7th.
Pollard and Campbell, good battle for that 5th position, but up front it is Chase Elliott, your leader, the number 9. He looks to put a lap on the number 8 of Jordan Pruitt. Pruitt just struggling right now here at Berlin Raceway. The number 8 machine, one of 5 Seneca Performance Rookie of the Year title contenders, and there goes Elliott around the outside, putting the Gaylord, Michigan driver 1 lap down.
So he'll be the first car of this at least long green flag run to go 1 lap down. That's lap 102. Put Pruitt a lap down, they quickly go by him. Now the battle's shaping up back there. Some lap car in there. Bubba Pollard and Brian Campbell side by side. Pollard goes down the hill, says okay, let him go. Now put Campbell in the top 5 for the first time tonight.
Good move for Brian Campbell. Eric Jones back there in the number 7 spot. Kozlik, Seneker, Dalton Armstrong, all back running through 7 through 10. Out front, that leaves the seats open though. Chase Elliott in that 9 is having a commanding performance here tonight. And I wouldn't say, Jake, that there's any pressure if your dad is Bill Elliott. He's up there telling you exactly what to do. I would say that was probably a pretty cool and calming voice.
Yeah.
Coaching him around his last year.
I think from his perspective, it's, hey, Dad's spotting me tonight.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. But Chase Elliott, how exciting is it for him to finally go out there and make a name for himself? And obviously everybody knows going into the 24 next year in the Sprint Cup Series. So awesome run by Chase, and you see just him really just have amazing control of that fast number 9.
Field sorted itself out just a bit with Chase Elliott, your leader. The number 9, the 42 of Chad Finley riding 2nd. The 01, Travis Braden is 3rd. The 4 of Allie Curran is 4th. The 47, Brian Campbell rounding out the top 5. Then you got Bubba Pollard in 6th. And then the 26, Eric Jones 7th in the 61. Terry Seneker Jr. is 8th in the 36. Chris Kozlik 9th in the 23. Dalton Armstrong rounding out that top 10.
Take you all the way back to the full field here, lap number 107. Wes Griffith runs 11th, John Hunter Nemechek 12th. Ross Kenseth 13th, Brad Quinlan 14th, and Hunter Bays in the 15th position. Lauren Wood can make a pit stop. She's got fresher tires. She's in the 16th position. Chris Bell also made a stop at the 51. Then it's Andrew Nylon, Donnie Wilson, Mark Lambert, Jay Newick in the 21st position. Followed by Dan Leake, Brent Robinson, Thomas Wood, and Dominique Van Wieringen. She's going to be 3 laps down the number 5 machine. And then it's Barry Harwell, Jordan Pruitt, and Terry Van Heitzma and John Beach off the racetrack. Those cars that are still running in this one, and we're on lap 109. It's Battle Berlin 251, presented by Premier Plastic.
Hard to believe that 100 laps have been here and gone in the Berlin Raceway already tonight. Clean and green with a couple of short exceptions out there. It has been an exciting run for the fans here at Berlin Raceway, and all of you watching online at home, thank you so much for being a part of the action here at Berlin Raceway tonight. No matter where you are, you've got us online at BerlinRaceway.com. You can also grab that app. Look for picked that Berlin Raceway up. Jake, let's take us back to the action.
Yeah, back to the action. You got Brian Campbell just taking over that fourth place spot over Ali Kern. And I got to say, guys, last year when Brian Campbell was in some of these big, huge CRA races here at Berlin, he wrecked out in one of them. And I remember talking to him after he wrecked out, and I can tell that he's being a lot more patient, and I think he's waiting for that 47 car to come to him and being patient and climbing up through the field, and that's exactly what he's doing as he just took over the fourth place spot.
Elliott now working his way through some traffic, put the 1 of Barry Hartwell on the 12 of Dan Leake a lap down. He'll work on the 72 of Thomas Wooden as the 42 of Chad Finley trying to keep pace. Travis Brayton third, Brian Campbell the fourth now, the number 47.
Boy, Campbell might be one of those customers. We made reference to it a couple times. He raced here a week ago in the Super Late Model. Got in an accident, had to fix it up, but in the ARCA CRA Super Series, last time he raced here, he went to the Great Clips Victory Lane looking to do the same. Campbell knows how to get around here. His dad raced here for 25, 30 years, many-time track champion. Brian's finding his way around at lap number 15, but it's still Chase Elliott, Chad Finley, and Travis Brayton. He's got to catch.
Yep, Chase Elliott shows the way out front. He has got himself about a half a second lead over the number 2 car of Finley. Then it's Brayton, Campbell, and Kern, Ali Kern up into the top 5. Laps continue to work here at the Berlin Raceway. 1:15 on the board. Chase Elliott out front, though, a cool customer, doing what he came here to do, and that's get out front and give these fans at Berlin Raceway an opportunity to enjoy some of his moves. He's out front, really having a great run. Chase Elliott is the leader.
Yeah, and you look at Chase Elliott, and I just looked at his lap times compared to Brian Campbell, and they're almost identical. And so you got to wonder, can Brian Campbell, with the equipment, we know he's got the good equipment and the experience, can he get up through lap traffic? He's working on Braden right now, Travis Braden. They just have to get through some of this lap traffic, but the cars go all the way around, so it's going to be a never-ending circle until the next caution comes out.
Ali Kern remains in the 5th spot, the number 4. Terry Seneca Jr. in the 36, started 16th. He is now working on Ali Kern for that 5th position. Bubba Pollard shuffled back to 6th. Eric Jones now 7th in the number 61.
One thing we got to start thinking about now, guys, is green flag pit stops. We're hitting up at lap 20. I should say lap 120 coming up here. Some of these cars have not stopped for fuel or tires. We're knocking on halfway home in this race already. Some of these cars have got to stop here soon. Matt Free, I'll kick it over to you. Real quick question. How far can these cars go at Berlin Raceway on a tank of fuel?
They can probably, if they absolutely had to, they can probably get up to about lap 150, lap 160 before fuel starts becoming a concern. Most of the leaders, matter of fact, all the leaders, they're praying for a caution right now. The tires are about wore out, 120 laps, plus you give them the 2 laps in qualifying. These guys are praying for a caution right now. And yeah, fuel starts becoming a concern about 30 or so laps.
So that's going to be an issue for these cars. We'll see if it does stay green. A couple of the cars that went under caution might have had something on the ball there. We'll find out. Lap 122. The window is 150, maybe max for fuel. Imagine the next 23 laps, guys. We'll see pit stops because they will not have a choice.
One of the things I've noticed is that some of the cars look like they're getting a little loose down in turns 3 and 4. You're starting to see a little bit more wiggle, like Matt spoke to over there just a couple of minutes ago. A little tire wear starting to show, and some people that are really having great runs are starting to think we're going to get in here and do the pits. Something we don't normally do on a normal Saturday night at Berlin. Adds a little twist to it. So let's see when they start that cycle of green flag pit stops. Lap number 123, Chase Elliott, then Chad Finley, then Travis Brayton, Brian Campbell, Terry Seneca, your top 5.
And the thing is, if a team has to make a green flag pit stop, as small as Berlin Raceway is, a little less than a half mile, it pretty much takes them out of the race. And so these guys do not want to make a green flag pit stop if they at all possible.
So we'll see what happens. They might have no choice. But as cars get looser and more ill handling, I guess the caution is more possible. But a lot of these cars really strung out in terms of no major huge battles. A lot of lap cars involved with some battles of their own as Chase Elliott continues to put more of the field a lap down. Niewick goes now another lap down as we're lap 125, so we're getting that window. It's Chase Elliott, Chad Finley, Brian Campbell, Travis Brayton, Terry Seneca now cracks the top 5 at lap 127.
Just over the halfway point at the Berlin Raceway, 126 on the boards. Let's get you through the 6 through 10. Ali Kern runs 6th, then it's Bubba Pollard, Eric Jones, Dalton Armstrong, Chris Kozlik rounds out your top 10. He is in the 23.
Yeah, a guy we haven't really talked about a lot is Terry Seneca. He started all the way back into the 16th position, and we know how great he is in the Outlaw late models.
Barry
But now-
Hartwell's car goes off the pace. The motor mystery shut it down. Something happened as the one car dived for the pits, and that's going to tail. That's going to spell the end of the night for Barry Hartwell and the one machine.
Yeah, we all heard that when he came across the front stretch. We just heard a loud bang. I think that something let loose, and it doesn't sound good for Barry.
You know what? He might have been out of gas. I'm just looking at him. They're running out of gas and putting tires on that thing. I think that thing flat ran out of gas. He's right down here towards turn number 4. They're going at the car like it's running completely fine. I think they ran the one car out of gas. And Matt, we talked about it just a minute ago. We're pushing at 130, might be a little bit early, but is it possible the one car ran out of gas?
It's entirely possible. The teams were allowed to top off the fuel right after qualifying while all the cars were in impound. But it's possible as well that even with those 2 laps, the Hartwell team decided, not to top the fuel off.
That's exactly, I believe, what happened, unless he just shut it down. It seemed a little bit too early for a shutdown to go to the pit still. I think the one car might have run out of gas. He comes back, no problem with the car. He'll be a couple laps down, but put Barry Hartwell back in the mix at lap number 132.
Yep, he is back in it, and like Matt spoke, it's tough here at the Berlin Raceway. You got to take a green flag pit stop. It is pretty much, but then again, Hartwell spun earlier today too, so he's had his trouble as the evening's gone on. Chase Elliott, Brian Campbell, Chad Finley, Terry Seneker, and Travis Brayton in top 5 as we have got 132 laps on the board here at the Berlin 251.
But what I was saying before Hartwell had ran out of gas there was Seneker is now up all the way up to 4th, and we know how good he is in the Outlaw late models. And now here at the CRAs, he doesn't exactly have the strongest late model, but he does, that 36 car does seem to get better and better, and that just shows you tonight that on the long runs, these veterans really coming to their own as you see Seneker in 4th, and you got Brian Campbell now all the way in 2nd.
Campbell 2nd, Chad Finley 3rd, Terry Seneker Jr. 4th, Travis Brayton rounding out the top 5. As Elliott continues to work his way through traffic, just got by the one of Barry Hartwell. Now he'll look to go on the outside of Donnie Wilson, a standout competitor in the Southern Super Series, making his first ever appearance here at Berlin Raceway. He'll go down a lap to Chase Elliott. Just ahead of him is Andrew Nyland in the 77, and not too far off in the distance, the 51 of Christopher Bell.
Nyland had problems in practice earlier on, had an issue with the rear end house or something went wrong in the car. They owed to make repairs. So Nyland up there doing better. Glad to see him on the tail end of the lead lap. Wasn't sure the car was even going to make it. He's there, but he's not going to go a lap down. Barry Hartwell is result of tire changes all over the backside of Chase Elliott. We'll see what a difference those tires make on lap number 37. Chase Elliott still trying to put Nylon a lap down.
Yeah, Dewey Nylon, a sitting duck out there in the number 77. Imagine the pressure if you're here on any given Saturday and you've got the guy that's taking over the number 24 next year in your mirror. You got to stop and think a little bit about that. But doing a pretty good job out there. Chase Elliott continues to school the field. That's Brian Campbell, Chad Finley, Terry Seneker, and Bubba Pollard, your top 5.
Yeah, still working their way through these lap traffic, and right now Brian Campbell is the fastest man on the racetrack, and you got to wonder how much Chase had to scrub speed there to get around those lap cars, but I think the top 2 competitors right now are Brian Campbell and Chase Elliott. Seneker now passing Finley. He's going to move up into 3rd, so now you have Chase Elliott, who everybody thought was going to be awesome, and he is. He's just dominated this race, and now you got 2 veterans in Campbell and Seneker. This is exactly what we thought, Andy. This is exactly what we thought would happen, is some dominant up-and-coming stars mixed in with some tough, very good veterans.
Just in front of your leader, Chase Elliott, a battle between the number 5 of Dominic Van Wergen, who's been involved in a couple of cautions, as well as the 51 of Christopher Bell. A rare occurrence indeed should the 51 of Bell go a lap down on the Kyle Busch Motorsports machine, but Chase Elliott closing in fast. Bell knows he's coming, so he gets by the 5 of Dominic Van Wergen to try to put some more real estate between himself and the leader, Chase Elliott.
Boy, we're running out of time, though, until these cars are going to have to stop for fuel and tires. The veteran crews, Chase Elliott's crew against some of the crews like Brian Campbell's crew, maybe Seneca's crew. There could be a talent gap. We're not sure. A lot of factors now playing this one, especially if you don't get a caution flag, as Elliott's up there, and these cars are fighting like crazy not to go a lap down, hoping for a caution flag. We're running out of fuel and tire windows here very quickly, guys.
Lap 143 on the board right now as Chase Elliott continues to show the way. He's out front by a good, what's he got there? About 2nd. Ahead of Brian Campbell, somewhere in that ballpark. They continue to battle on. Yeah, about 3 car lengths, so it's not too far. They continue to get out back there behind him, and like Matt said, we're really getting close to that pit window. Are they going to start having to peel off the pit, get some fuel in that car? We'll have to wait and see. You want a drama to build here at the Berlin Raceway? You've got it. Can it come down to a mileage race at about a half-mile track? We'll have to see.
Yeah, what I was saying was this Chase, he's got about a half a corner over Brian Campbell, but 3 cars separated them, and so they're just trying to work through it. But Matt Prairie, you said it, that 51 car does not want to go a lap down, and he has given it everything he's got to stay in front of Chase Elliott.
Oh, it's a rare occurrence, to say the least, to see the 51 in danger of going a lap down no matter who's driving the car. Christopher Bell, his first ever appearance here at Berlin Raceway, in danger of doing that very thing as Chase Elliott chases him down. But the question is, does Chase Elliott want to push the issue as fuel does become a concern? And if forbid there is green flag pit stops, they just go for fuel or they go for fuel and tires?
Boy, yeah, a lot of strategy playing in this one. If we do not get a caution flag, then it's gonna change the outcome of all this stuff. All everybody's strategy. Pits are gonna be so important. Your crew speed is gonna be so vitally important. Lap number 49, guys. The window's closing quickly.
Let's run you through the top 5. Chase Elliott continues to show the way. Then it's Brian Campbell, Terry Seneca, Chad Finley, and Bubba Pollard. Then back to number 6 is Eric Jones. Travis Brayton runs in the 7th spot. Allie Kern, Dalton Armstrong, Chris Koslick in the 23. He rounds out your top 10. Coming to lap 150, we've got 101 to go.
Yeah, and Chase Elliott did make his way around that 51 of Christopher Bell. He is the lucky dog in the lucky dog position right there, but Barry Hartwell is going to make his way around him. And that just goes to show you that even though you have Kyle Busch equipment and you might be capable to win a lot of races, Berlin Raceway is really, really hard. It's easy. It's one of those tracks where it's easy to learn, but really tough to master.
Let's send it down to pit road, Chris Danielson.
Hey, thanks, guys. I have talked to about 5 different crew chiefs, and I've got different answers. Some think they can go to lap 200. They don't want to, but that's where they think they can go. Brian Campbell's pit, they're saying 170 is the number, and they probably have to make a decision by then. But we do have a couple cars that think they can go into that 180 to 190 range, and even one crew said they're going to push it to 200, so this is going to be wild down here on pit road.
Wow, you don't think of Berlin Raceway as the fuel mileage track. You think of the track 2 hours west of here as the fuel mileage track. So a lot of strategy planning. You got to wonder, these tires wear more and more, Matt Prairie. I'll kick it over to you. These cars, the handling has just got to be gone at this point. 150 on one set of tires at Berlin, that's a lot.
Yeah, they're basically on worn-out practice tires at this point for all these teams. The ones that haven't taken on tires yet. I mean, there are a lot of strategy coming into play right now. Brian Campbell does look strong, though. He's keeping pace with Chase Elliott, but that's only a matter of time. Any kind of battle, even if Campbell were to catch Elliott, it's going to be all for naught. They're going to have to come down pit road soon, unfortunately, and any green flag stop could pretty much take anybody out of this event.
You know, I wanted to talk a little bit about the fact that Brian Campbell is racing where he is with Chase Elliott, especially, and the pits will change it all. But this is classic Brian Campbell.
Yep.
The way he gets himself into position and then just rides it out. He knows his way around this track and how. He's certainly one of the most seasoned veterans here. And to see him sitting right back there, stalking a name like Chase Elliott, like he is, it's classic Brian Campbell. Look up here now. It's Terry Seneca up there in the 3rd. Eric Jones, Bubba Pollard. I mean, we've got a couple of Berlin regulars up here that are really going to be contenders for the checkered flag here a little bit later on tonight.
Yeah, and that's what I said 2 or 3 times was Campbell and Seneca. They're guys that not only have the equipment, but they have the experience. I mean, you can combo those 2 things in. You can race with just about anybody. But Matt McKenzie was just saying that the handling is absolutely gone. The fastest lap by Chase Elliott was a 16.5. His last run was a 17.7. So these guys are literally running a second and a half slower than what they are on fresh tires.
Caution flag on the racetrack. Caution flag.
And officials spotting some debris on the speedway. That is the reason for the caution flag. So it's ARCA CRA Super Series officials taking no chance. Say, go ahead, throw the yellow, and the drivers are saying thank you.
Amen to that. I wouldn't say thank you. I'd be down on my knees saying thank you. Because, I mean, you know, let's like we talked, you come into the pits under a green flag, you're done. Now everybody's got a chance. It's going to get really busy down there for Chris Danielson. Let's hope he can cover every pit stop.
I'm not going to be able to cover everyone, but I will tell you this. I just watched, 25 pit crews all just jump up and grab a jack, grab an air hose, grab some tires. We've got guys standing with fuel cans right now. We're going to have one of the busiest pit stops probably we've seen in Berlin in a long time with the lead lap cars coming down. I was watching Bubba Pollard and I was watching Eric Jones. Both are moving smooth out on the racetrack, slowly improving their position. Elliott, of course, is boss right now. Brian Campbell in second, and everybody's coming for 2 tires and fuels. I'd almost guarantee it.
Yeah, everybody's got to come in at this point. There's some cars that stopped around lap number 80, we might remember. You got to wonder if they're going to hang out there or they're going to come in and maybe only take 1 tire or whatever. I guess we'll see how it goes. Boy, the field's getting all bunched up here. We'll see as they get ready to go dive into the pits this time. Here they come. Chase Elliott leads. Well, everybody who's on the lead lap, I imagine, has got to dive in at this point at lap number 60. Here they go. Chase, Seneca, Pollard, Campbell. They're all coming towards you, Chris, on pit road.
Chase Elliott.
Chase Elliott's the first one into his box. Brian Campbell smoothly to a stop. And here comes Braden. Travis Braden in that 01 car has to swing wide. He's in at a bad angle, and the 4 car is right in front of him. And we've got some cars coming down now to race off of pit road. Well, actually, the 28's going to stop. Chase Elliott clean and green away, and it looks like Campbell's going to be right behind him. And so they come in 1-2, and oh no, I'm sorry, Eric Jones beat him out. The front of Eric Jones and Brian Campbell's car look identical. And so they're all being stopped down at the end right there. And Campbell's going to lose about 3 spots. Jones is going to gain about 3 spots. And this one's going to be set up for a shootout, my friend.
Well, when everybody gets back off pit road, we'll switch to timing and scoring. We'll see who actually has scored where, see if anybody stayed out. Looks like Chase might be back right up in front. I think everybody else did decide to pit who was on the lead lap. Matt Prayer, unless I'm missing somebody. We'll try to get a refresh here on scoring, but looks like everybody else decided to dive into pit road as the car's 1 or more laps down. Now dive onto pit road.
All except Donnie Wilson, the number 2 machine. He was a lap down. He decided to not pit, which is kind of an interesting strategy in an effort to get the lap back. Maybe he's counting on a very quick yellow to come out, but it's kind of ironic to see who the top 3 are as they come out of turn number 4. It is Chase Elliott, your leader in the number 9. Eric Jones now second in the 61. Ross Kenza third in the number 25.
We're about 25 minutes. You can get about 10 minutes from Grand Rapids, right on I-96, not too far from the lake if you've never been here. Beautiful place to live, beautiful place to have a racetrack on a Tuesday night. Delhar GMC pace truck pulls it up into turn number 2. Chase Elliott's going to lead him back to green.
Chase Elliott took the high side out there in that number 9. They come out through the start box down in turns 3 and 4. Lap 167 at the Berlin Raceway for the 251, and the green flag is back out in the air. Jake, take it down to lap 1.
Well, it's the guys that you all came to see. Eric Jones and Chase Elliott go off into 1 and 2. Jones just does not get the restart that he needs, and Elliott clears out and checks out. Campbell takes advantage on the outside. He moves all the way up to second.
Good battle for third. Eric Jones in the 61. Ross Kensley then the 25, making his presence felt for the first time this evening. John Hunter Nemechek is right there as well, the number 8 machine. He goes around the high side, the 42 of Chad Finley, and here comes the 23 of Chris Kozlik.
So Kozlik down to the inside. Now it's a little shuffle up there. Oh, car spins towards the back of the field. Don't think anybody's involved in that. Lap number 7, 170. Didn't see which car it was down there, Matt.
33.
Wes Griffith down on the inside of turn number 3 and 4. He was towards the tail of the field, so no harm, no foul back there. He's going to be down there by himself, but a quick caution now, lap number 170.
Let's choose the outside again. So this restart is going to be key as we're winding down the laps. So, you know, only about, what, 75, 76 to go.
Yeah, we're getting down to it. It's going to be interesting to watch Campbell. See if he has anything for it as we say that. Chase Elliott dives in the pits. Here comes everyone else. Imagine they're getting 2 more tires. Chris, they're coming back to you on the backstretch.
They all do dive into the pits. This must be a chance to go for the other side so you can have basically 4 fresh tires because the right sides that they did take don't have very many laps on them. So if they do go around to the other side, they're going to have 1 wheel of a car as far as sticking, and that's what's happening. We got people putting on left side tires up and down pit road right now. Eric Jones is in and out, almost gets connected with Seneca as he pulls off on pit road. Everybody's doing the left side tire thing, and that's exactly the strategy that Chase Elliott jumped in on, and everybody else jumped in on it as well. They're going to basically have 4 fresh tires for these last 70 to 80 laps.
So they're going to make a sprint now towards the finish, and boy, you saw how tight it was down there. There is not a lot of room on this pit road. It's just not, I mean, there's room in the middle, but there's just the way this is set up, there's just not room vertically. It's tough to get everybody in and out of there. Lap number 174, we got to make it to the finish. All right, signal has been given for 1 lap to go. Turn them loose one more time. It's going to be Lauren Bush and Ross Kenseth for the first time tonight. Boy, some tense moments. Going to be interesting to see. Those cars did not pit last time. We're getting ready to go back green. Kenseth is on the gas early. Bush down the inside. Elliott way back there. Green flag, we're underway, lap 178.
Well, we'll have to see what can happen with the cars that didn't take tires, if they can hold off a hard-charging field. Looking in the back, Lauren Bush taking a pretty good run on the high side. Caution comes back out. We got a smoker down out of turn number 2. Looks like somebody lost an engine.
Yeah, lost an engine, and it was a really bad restart, Andy. The 25 of Ross Kenseth put the hammer down about midway through the backstretch, and I thought he was just kind of putting some space, and bad restart.
And it's possible Donnie Wilson may have smacked the wall over in turns 1 and 2. He's definitely got the white walls on that Oklahoma City Ford parts machine. But very possible that Donnie Wilson tagging the turns 1 and 2 wall, that number 2.
A little bit better restart that time. We're back racing. Battle Berlin 251, lap number 185. Big crash. Big crash on the front stretch involving at least 10-15 cars. Red flag shown to the field, lap number 185.
You'll get the replay, guys, but Lauren Bush got loose. I don't know if she got any help, but she got turned, and she was sideways in front of the whole field coming right at her. Everybody got hard on the binders and just started losing the back end. We got pit crews scrambling down here.
So we'll get to everything cleaned up on the front stretch here shortly, kind of recap what happened here in just a minute. It's Battle Berlin 251 at lap number 185. So cleanup will be extensive here. Fans, a good time to visit the concession stand. Go down and enjoy some. Get ready to go back to green. Guys, sorry to interrupt you. We had a huge jam up back there. Jay Newick didn't go, and half the field got backed up. It was a huge backup back there, mid part of the pack. Everyone else takes off. Ross Kenseth, among some others, take off to the front. Here we go. Looks like, that's Eric Jones up there running in the second position as things get really spread out real quick. Kind of a jagged start at lap 187.
I got to wonder if they're going to let it go, and it does look like it. Yep, we're still going to continue racing. That was a loose start out front. It is Ross Kenseth showing the way. He is really putting the field down now, and that 8 car, isn't that the Nemechek kid out there as well?
Yeah.
Looks like he's up there in the 3rd spot having a pretty good run in that number 8 for the junior Nemechek.
Yeah, they quickly go single file, though, as they go down into 1 and 2. Eric Jones looking on the inside of Ross Kenseth. Kenseth too strong coming off turn 2. They dive bomb into turns 3 and 4. Jones looking on the bottom.
Kenseth just coming off the win, the ARCA Racing Series presented by Menards Race last Friday at Michigan International Speedway. Looking for his second big win in less than a week, but he's got Eric Jones now all over him in that second spot in the 61. Jones, his day didn't start off too well yesterday, but he's more than making up for it now.
Making up for it now, and boy, a lot of these cars hanging tough up there. We thought maybe Elliott might run him down right away. Not really the case. Good battle up front. Kenseth did not stop the last time, and Jones in the backup car, they destroyed the other one yesterday in practice, took the backup out here. It's running good. Second position, lap 191 now in the books. Can he hang on for another 60 and win the Battle Berlin 251?
I'm here to tell you right now, that front 4 pack of cars is these are the names you came to see. Jones, Kenseth, we've got Nemechek back there in the mix, as well as the son of Elliott. Yes, he's out there doing a pretty good job. Chase. Everybody out front, the top 4, all with cup ties here at Berlin on a great Tuesday night. And if I'm not mistaken, that is the 23 of Chris Coslick, who's back there trying to mix it up with all these big names.
Yeah, he's trying to mix it up. He's trying to use that outside lane. You see a lot of these track veterans come here and use that outside lane. Chase Elliott just doesn't seem to have that grip on the bottom or that launch off the corner. You see Nemechek just power off turn 2 and take back that 3rd place spot. Kozlik's trying to follow right there in the 5th position.
And now Christopher Bell taking a peek to the inside of Chase Elliott. Thought about making it 3 wide. He does pull up next to Chris Kozlik in the 23. Bell went down a lap not that long ago, got the free pass, got back in the lead lap, and then with the big wreck that just happened a little while ago, Christopher Bell is back up to 6th.
Wow, good battle up there. Chase Elliott getting everything from everybody. Kozlik on the outside, Bell down to the inside. Then you got Nemechek up there too. Great battle. Now settles down just a little bit. 196.5 Clipping up on lap 200 here shortly, but it's still Kenseth, and then Jones second, followed by Nemechek and Elliott.
Kenseth showing the way out there, and now single file all the way back to the top 5. Kenseth shows the way. He has got Jones right in behind him. The battle now kind of settling down into the 6th, 7th, and 8th spot. That's where we're kind of starting to mix things up, and a few sparks starting to fly here at the Berlin Raceway as well.
In that accident there on lap 185, that car seems to be okay. He's right now in that 7th place spot, and that 47 car seems to be okay. He said he wouldn't know until he got the car up to speed. But that 47, I don't know if it can do what it did earlier on in the race, but the 47 does seem to be hanging on.
Boy, what a great comeback. If Campbell can manage a top 3 or 4 out of this, I'm sure he won't be as happy as he would have been with a win, but all things considered, you got to be pretty happy with that after a banged up car. Single file up front now. We're 2 laps away, making 1 lap away from hitting lap 200. That leaves 51 laps to go. The battle for the 251 presented by Premier Plastics. Still Kenseth all so far. Coming up your lap 200 this time by as Barry Hartwell comes back out of the pits one more time.
Traffic going to be coming into play here once again. Some lap traffic as they come out of turn 3 and 4 down the stripe one more time. Kenseth shows the way around, and that lap traffic now, maybe 6, 7 cars up in front of them. So we'll have to see who's doing what out front between Chase Elliott. We've also got Nemechek out there. These guys all biding their time, waiting to see what's going to happen. Now we're down to 51 laps to go in the Berlin race.
I tell you what a job by Ross Kenseth, though. Even though he got a great restart and got himself out front, what a job he's doing right now of holding off Eric Jones in that 61 car. As they come up on some lap traffic, he goes to the outside on Barry Hartwell, and he's going to get by that lap traffic. But what a job Ross Kenseth is doing on holding Eric Jones back so far.
Jones now right there in the number 61 machines. They get by the 1 of Hartwell and the 1300 bays. Now Jones to the inside, going out of turns 3 and 4. Kenseth very strong, coming off of turn number 4. Maintains the lead as they head into turns 1 and 2.
Wow, maintains the lead, but he is right on the back bumper. I think he might even give him a wrap back there. Field jams up quickly. All of a sudden, the lap cars making everybody jam up. Looks like a traffic jam in turn number 3 and 4. Still Kenseth. Kenseth trying to get the lap car. Jones again on the inside.
Jones to the inside, heading down into turn number 1. It looks like he is going to make that pass. Nope, Kenseth says no. Coming out of turn 2, then down the back stretch. Jones gets the spot away, and now it's Nemechek up there trying to battle out for that number 2 spot. Keep your eyes on the number 8 of Nemechek.
Yeah, I think that was just a showcase of newer, fresher tires doing its job as Eric Jones powered off turn 2 and got the lead, and now that 61 is out front. Kenseth has to settle for second. Nemechek settling in third. We haven't really seen or said much about Chase Elliott in the past 20 laps. He's just settling down in that 4th place spot.
Eric Jones officially taking the lead in lap 205. He'll pull out in front as Ross Kenseth is in 2nd spot. John Hunter Nemechek is 3rd. Chase Elliott 4th. Chris Kozlik rounding out the top 5. Battle for 6th between the 51 of Christopher Bell, the 47 of Brian Campbell.
Taking a look at some of the local flavor up here. The only local guy you got up there who was a Brimlin, I guess you could argue a regular, that would be Kozlik. He's in the 5th position down there in the Blue 23 trying to make pass. He had a good qualifying run as well. Other than that, you got Bell back there, then Campbell a little bit farther back, lap 208. Laps are beginning to click down. Jones not able to get away from Kenseth. He's hanging tight on the backstretch.
That's right, Kenseth has got him right in their tire tracks. You can throw a blanket over those front 2, as a voice or 2 from the Berlin Raceway used to say. Back there it is Nemechek in the 8th. He is doing what he can to hang up there, but it's kind of a 2-car breakaway here at the Berlin Raceway. Out front, that battle continues. Ross Kenseth does not want to let go of Jones. We've got 210 laps on the board at the stripe.
Yeah, I don't think that battle for first place is over just yet. Ross Kenseth coming hard off turn 4, trying to take a peek to the inside, going off into 1 and 2. He's there. Jones too strong coming off 2. And Jones regains the lead and keeps Ross Kenseth at bay.
John Hunter Nemechek in the 8 machine with the best seat in the house was Eric Jones and Ross Kenseth battle. 2:11 in the books that time by. Making 14 laps to go as Eric Jones continues to show the way in the 61 machine. 2 of his 2 career ARCA CRA Super Series wins have both come in the Winchester 400. He'd love to add a Battle at Berlin 251 victory to that as well.
Looking to do it so far. It looks pretty good. And Jones was not a factor the first part of the race. First half of the race, not even a factor at all. Now, all of a sudden, finds himself leading this one. We've got less than 50 laps to go in this one. Kenseth hanging tight in second. Nemechek third. No major movement up front as of yet. Still, it's just a handful of laps to go.
I'm taking a look at the battle going on back there between Chase Elliott and Chris Cosmic. Guys, I have to wonder if Chase Elliott is holding off, riding a little bit, conservatively for now, and then he's going to pour the heat to that number 9. His earlier run was just dominant in that number 9, and he went in, of course, those two things. He's got 4 fresh tires on that thing. Is he just hanging back and waiting for it? Is he really trying to struggle with that number 9 car? We'll keep an eye on him out there as Kozlik continues to chase him around. They are battling it out for the 4th and 5th spot.
Boy, they really are, Andy. You said pouring the heat on. Chris Kozlik in the 23 car, he's pouring the heat on all over the back bumper of Chase Elliott a couple laps before. In fact, he gave Chase a couple of shots going into 1 and 2, and then another shot going into 3 and 4. Could not get that number 9 car loose enough to get around him, and you can see he goes right to the outside, couldn't do it on the inside. Now he's going to try to the outside, and there you go. The 23 of Chris Kozlik goes around the 9 of Chase Elliott. Elliott's car in the 9 seems to be going away.
Kozlik clears Elliott for the 4th position. Is up front. Eric Jones continues to lead in the 61 machine. 25 Ross Kenseth is second. John Hunter Nemechek trying to close the gap, trying to battle with Kenseth for a second spot, but still a couple car lengths back.
Couple car lengths back, single file up front, top 5, all single file. In fact, now the top 10, basically single file back there as well. Just looking around, see, oh, there's Campbell still running. Thought he might have dropped out. He's faded all the way back to the 9th position. So the car obviously not up to full song like he was hoping. Just trying to get this one home and get it done. Kozlik now able to pull away a couple car lengths over Chase Elliott. That's the 3rd and 4th position.
Chase Elliott doing what he can to hang on to that number 9. As Jake speculated, he thought that it might be going away. I'm kind of betting that he might just be by this time. We'll have to see what goes on. Kansas up there having a pretty good run, and John Hunter Nemechek, who I had a chance to talk to early on, he has come kind of out of nowhere earlier on in this race, and now he's a contender in that number 8.
Yeah, and well, he's Joe Nemechek's kid, and when you're 16 in here to run with these guys, you better have good equipment, you better be good. You can't just be a young prodigy forever. And right now, running in 3rd place spot at just 16 years old, what a job he is doing running up here with some of these veterans. And I tell you what, he's trying to run down Ross Kenseth, but what a job Kenseth has done of just really playing in that first 2 spots, and he might have to settle for 2nd. But I tell you what, because Eric Jones is just so fast, but what a job Ross Kenseth is doing by solidifying himself in the top 3 right now, riding in 2nd place spot. Just having old tires like that, Matt Peer, you gotta wonder how quick your car is gonna go away, but Kenseth is showing that he's gonna be strong till the end.
And he's doing a great job, but John Hunter Nemechek, 2014 Snowball Derby winner, looking to get around the 25 of Kenseth. Nemechek, guys talking about him, the 18-year-old driver having a banner 2014 season in Pro-Late Model competition. 3 Jeg CRA All-Stars Tour wins, but the biggest win of all came not only the All-American 400 in Nashville, but he was the winner of the Snowball Derby last year. Now he's looking to add the Battle at Berlin 251 to his credit. He's first got to get around a stubborn Ross Kenseth.
He's going to have to get around him, but Jones is really taking off now. This might be his race to lose. This is a backup car. They worked all night last night getting this one ready to come out here to have a shot at it. The City Gang out there working on that. Might have paid off. 26 laps to go, guys. That's all we've got for Eric Jones, and he's stretched it out. And Elliott still staying right with Kozlik, but everybody's still single file for the top 5.
Yeah, Jones pretty much running away with this one now with just that handful of laps to go. We're down to basically a Saturday night shootout here on a Tuesday. Jones shows the way by about, what would you say there, Jake? 12 car lengths?
Yeah.
If not more. It is a huge advantage. And then John Hunter Nemechek doing what he can, staying in the sight of Ross Kenseth. I wouldn't count John Hunter Nemechek out for a pass here to get himself up to that number 2 spot. He's having a great run.
Yeah, he is. And we've been talking about these top 4 cars, top 5 cars. But I got to tell you, the comeback driver of the night is definitely that 51 of Christopher Bell. We were talking, Matt Peer, about lap 150 of him going a lap down to Chase Elliott, and now he got back on the lead lap. Now he's in the top. After that big accident, he got some track position back, and now he sits in 6th.
And he was just in a great battle for 6th spot between him and the 26 of Bubba Pollard. Now Pollard falling back. Jay Newick to the inside. Gives 7th spot to the 84 Jay Newick, who started in 25th.
Also, Newick has the result of hanging in there and hanging tough. Looks like he's going to be able to be part of this one before this one's all set and done, too. So nice run for Newick. in that 84 ride. Coming up on lap 230, guys, we're really running out of time now with just 21 laps to go. Settle battle for Berlin 251. Some great battles on the racetrack, but all Eric Jones so far.
Yeah, Jones is out front and continuing to gain time on the second and third place cars back there of Kenseth and John Hunter Nemechek. Kozlik has worked his way up around as he did quite some time ago. And Chase Elliott still hangs back there in the number 5 spot in that number.
Yeah, we talked before about last 200 of Chase Elliott. 185 when that big accident happened. We thought Chase Elliott was just going to run away with this one. But man, that number 9 car has just really faded off. We never thought that he would be running 5th with just a few laps to go.
Eric Jones continues to lead in a 61, puts a 13 of Hunter Bays down a lap. Bays is involved in that lap 185 incident. Battle for second brewing. John Hunter Nemechek looking to the inside of Ross Kenseth, but again, Kenseth so strong coming out of turn number 4.
I believe Kenseth was one of the cars that was off sequence on the pit stop. He didn't stop the last time with everybody else, so his tires are older than the rest of most competitors around him. However, it seemed to pay off. It gave him the track position. He gets down to the inside again. Nemechek trying to get around, can't do it. Coming down with just 16, 17 laps to go.
Nemechek doing everything he can to reel in that number 25 of Kenseth. He's right in his back tire. One minute he's looking to the inside, the next he's looking to the outside, trying to find a way around Kenseth. Kenseth continues to slam the door. Seems like John Hunter Nemechek's got the faster car down into the turns, and Kenseth manages to hang him off and keep him out there in that spot.
So Jones continues to lead with 16 laps to go. Nemechek still all over the back bumper for that second place spot on Ross Kenseth. A couple laps before, it looked like he almost got into Ross, trying to come hard off turn 4, and that's clearly the battle on the racetrack, right on the back bumper as they go off into 1 and 2. Nemechek trying to make it stick. He does. Kenseth going to come hard back on the outside, coming off turn 2. They're side by side, going into turn 3 and 4. It's Kenseth by a nose.
Nemechek is right there in the number 8 machine, the lap car of Hunter Bays, just in front of your leaders. They're going to eventually decide which way to go as they go into turns 1 and 2. Both looking high. Nemechek and Kenseth side by side to make it 3 wide around Bays. Into 3 and 4. Nemechek still with a slight advantage, a little bump, a little rub coming out of turn number 4. Kenseth trying to hang on.
Kenseth by a nose that lap time by. It is a great battle. I got caught up in it, man. I kind of lost our flow. And what a battle we've got going on for the number 2 spot. John Hunter Nemechek runs the inside in that number 8. Ross Kenseth rides the high line. And as these two duke it out, take a look behind him. Kozlik and Chase Elliott both making time. They're on their way. This is shaping up to be a battle of the century for that number 2 spot.
Well, that's what Kozlik needed, and you see Kenseth, a little bit of a bump and run, goes to the bottom. Nemechek on the outside now. Kenseth ain't done. He's going to run him up the track. Kozlik goes to the bottom. They're 3 wide off 4.
A bold move by Chris Kozlik takes over the second spot, but not for long. Here comes John Hunter and Jim Nemechek. They touch, they bump into 1 and 2. Kenseth with a second spot back, but Kozlik recoils. He goes back around the outside, gives second spot back to Chris Kozlik. Give John Hunter Nemechek the 3rd position coming out of 4.
Wow, the crowd goes nuts. How they didn't wreck on that one. Kozlik should have wrecked. Nemechek should have wrecked. They all should have wrecked, and somehow they kept it all together. Lap number 241. There's only 10 laps to go. Kozlik now in a second. Jones is driving off into the sunset. Great battle, lap 242. This one's getting down to the final 10 laps.
Everybody battling out for that number 2 spot has given everybody a chance to catch their breath for just a couple of minutes. We're down under 10 laps, though. It is the Kozlik car that has got the point as of now. John Hunter Nemechek knocking on his back door, and that battle between Kenseth and Chase Elliott still out there as the laps continue to click off. Jones off into the sunset, like Matt said, and the battle is on. Once again, coming out of 2 for that number 2 spot.
I tell you what, the last 5 laps, that battle for second place was worth the price of admission. You go with Kozlik onto the outside. Nemechek still finds himself in that 3rd place spot. He finally got round to Kenseth, and Kozlik made the bold move on the outside to find himself in 2nd. Nemechek's got to work on again on the 2nd place car, and Nemechek just seems like he's got the fastest car, but Kozlik right now is just not giving it up.
Just behind them, Chase Elliott now looks to the inside of Ross Kenseth. That is for the 4th spot. Behind them, though, Jay Newick has worked his way all the way to the 6th position in the 84. Good run for the Cumberland, Michigan driver, but up front, it is all Eric Jones.
Jones is gone. The race isn't even up there. All Jones has got to do is weed through some lap traffic. He's got almost an entire straightaway on the rest of the field. The battle is for second. It's not over. Kozlik is still battling back there with Nemechek. Nemechek still working on him. Elliott back there in fourth. Kensington fifth. That's how they're going to run. Lap 246, 247 completed this time by. The race is wrapping up quickly for the 251.
It is really exciting down there for that number 2 spot. It is John Hunter Nemechek continuing to try to find his way around for 23 of Chris Kozlik. Battle for the 3rd and 4th spot, or 4th and 5th spot settled down a little bit. Chase Elliott seems to have gotten himself up and away from Los Kansas. So that battle, now with 2 laps to go here at the stripe, continues to be for that number 2 spot.
Yeah, Kozlik's just really strong off the corner. You can see Nemechek really gained some momentum going into the corner. But right now, Kozlik's running that middle line, and he's just too strong off the corner. Just a handful of laps left. Eric Jones, it's all Eric Jones right now, but the battle is for second.
2 laps to go in the Battle of Berlin 251, presented by Primera Plastics. Eric Jones over a full straightaway, almost a half-track lead over your second-place battle of Chris Kozlik and John Hunter Nemechek. White flag is out, 1 lap to go for Eric Jones.
White flag is out for Eric Jones. All he has to do is avoid the lap cars. They make contact. Great battle for the second position between Kozlik side by side with Nemechek. Eric Jones is going to win the battle at Berlin 251. Here he comes in turns 3 and turn 4. Eric Jones, your 2015 winner for the 251. Second place, Andy O'Reilly.
It is going to be a battle right down to the stripe as I'm watching them here, and I can't even call it. If I had to call it, it would be Kozlik by a nose in that 23 for the number 2 spot. And that will put John Hunter Nemechek in 4th. Chase Elliott will round out your top 5.
What a finish for those cars. Eric Jones, after destroying the car yesterday, guys, in practice, they thrashed all night, got the backup car, got it all together. Big, big win for the 61 team. He's going to be very, very happy. What a great battle for second. Kozlik ends up coming home in the second position. Nemechek third. Elliott and Kensington top 5 as fireworks go off on the backstretch. Eric Jones asking for the checkered flag in the car. What a great battle this race turned out to be. This one will definitely be one for the record books and the memory banks. At the Battle of Berlin 251, presented by Primera Plastics.
I got to be honest with you, Matt. That battle for the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, I have never had more fun calling a race here at the Berlin Raceway or any other raceway. That was a classic battle.
And I tell you what, we should be proud here at Berlin Raceway because Chris Kozlik, what he was able to do against Nemechek, that was very, very impressive because Nemechek was using the front bumper all day long, but Kozlik just didn't give it up. But I tell you what, Berlin, how about you give it up for Eric Jones in the 61? He gets out of the car. He's happy as can be.